So today's fun little set of shit here is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, it's fucking broke, so we gotta fix it. I don't know if you can see here, but that valve right there is not shutting off completely. Been knowing about having to replace it for a while. Somehow this toilet decided it wanted to fill itself up to right about yay. And so it started leaking out this handle here, and all night long left me a big old puddle. So it's been giving me some issues. Somewhere around here I got a new valve. Yep, here we go. Got a new quarter turn valve. It's a compression style, so we're just going to reuse the ring that's on there, and of course we got a new little hose to go with it. Running a 3/8 hose here. These hoses, you don't need any sealant tape because they got a rubber seal there. You just got to remember not to like tighten the shit out of these things because you'll crush the seal. So we're going to take off this old one here. I've already shut the water off and opened a couple valves up to let it drain. Let's see if I can get this damn bucket in there. Hell no, I can't. So I brought a smaller one right here. There we go. So first things first, we're going to take off is valve to the damn toilet itself. Make sure that thing's open so any water that was in there gets flushed out. These are hand tight, or they're supposed to be hand tight. Somebody took a freaking wrench to this thing. I don't know. I haven't messed with it since I moved in. Although I put a valve on there, but I usually don't take wrenches to plastic shit like that. Ooh, nice. There's like no fucking seal left on that. Oh wait, there's a seal. Look at that shit. Fuck yeah. Now that's a 1/2 inch. We don't need a 1/2 inch. Okay. So the fun part about taking these stupid things off is you actually need to hold the valve while you turn the nut. And I'm sure that I get a really good angle like that. Try to turn this camera down. And if this video looks like crap when I go back to look at it, I'm not going to mess with uploading it. Hey look, that thing was barely tight. Well, that could be a problem too. This looseness there can cause a leak. Try to keep my hands out of the way. Shake out whatever water we got in there. Okay. So this nut back here has to come off. Now you don't want to, these are compression nuts, so you don't want to, oh god, I probably should have brought a small wrench. Oh well, I couldn't find another small one, so I brought the big guy. Yeah, which is going to make it fun. Okay, so we need to hold the valve with one wrench. Yeah, I don't get where the hell that was. Alright, so we're going to try to spread them. If I smack the toilet too hard, it will just cause me an ass ache and a heartache. Alrighty, let me lose grip on that valve there so that I can slip off and bust my knuckles. Oh, motherfucker, come on. They said it ain't broke, don't fix it. There we go. Oh, you bastard. Okay, so now, what that was air actually getting sucked out of it. Because I got that valve open, and there's a lower spot to this house. You're going to get a little bit of water. So this valve doesn't work no more. And gee, I wonder why. Without even taking it apart, I can already see that the valve seat inside there is pretty jacked up. I'm going to loosen this off. And hey, you know what? For shits and giggles, let's take this bastard apart. You can see what the inside looks like. Why this thing failed. This valve failed miserably. They shut it off and it wasn't quite shutting off. Well, I can see exactly why it wasn't shutting off. So this type of valve is what they call like a gate valve or a circular bib valve. And what it does is, as you screw this in, it puts pressure up against the opening here on the back where the water comes in. Water comes in this opening and then goes up. So what this basically does is apply like a stopper to that. So it puts pressure up against that, and in between this rod and that surface, there's a rubber gasket that creates a seal. And on this guy here, that rubber gasket, well, it's not on here anymore. It's because it's stuck inside there. It had failed. It had completely come out. And I don't think I have anything small enough to get that out of there. Let me see if I can just tap it on the floor. If not, it is what it is. Okay, well, the gasket failed. It's stuck inside there, and it's pretty chewed up. I can see it from up top here, how chewed up it is. So this valve is no good anymore. It's totally shot, and we'll be getting rid of this one. And we're going to be replacing it with this guy here. And what this guy is this guy is a quarter turn ball valve style valve. So what she does is she allows water to go in a certain way. There's a little hole there. Water goes into here and goes up, and when you turn this, well, the whole housing itself creates a seal, and then there's some O-rings and shit like that. This is a lot better. I like these a lot better because when you go to want to turn shit off, well, one, those sometimes freeze up and they don't want to work. And then two, they can cause you problems too. So we're just going to check our seal here. A little bit of corrosion, not too bad. Not too bad at all. The compression ring is intact. Alright, now this is not necessarily a necessary step here to do because it uses a compression ring to seal. But what I like to do, just for good measure, is take this thread tape and just lightly, just like I'm doing any plumbing thing, I like to coat the ring surface here where the threads go, just to add that little extra bit of seal, because sometimes I find it leaks through the threads, even though that ring is supposed to be fucking sealing. Now granted, rings are designed for one-time use. You're supposed to actually cut those damn things off and replace them, but most of us don't. We reuse. Oh, I replaced a perfectly good ring. So now we take this and we thread that guy back onto here. Alright. I thread as much as I can by hand. And actually you want to turn the nut, not the valve itself, when you go to tighten these up. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to move this damn bucket out the way. I got a little bit of water out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hold the valve with the big wrench. You know, I can only hold it at a fucking angle. This wrench is way too fucking big to be doing this. I'm going to take the little guy. I'm going to use him to tighten up the nut. Now these, you kind of have to get them a wee bit tight. Generally because you're going to make that damn seal. But be careful because you don't want to be applying too much force one direction on these. Mainly because you're in a fucking copper pipe. You don't want to bend the pipe. So, what I'm going to do is crank it down just like that. Let me put this wrench up top here. Let's see if I can get to bite like that. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one on there, and instead of pulling against the pipe, I'm going to actually just squeeze the two wrenches together. And so what that'll allow me to do is fuck myself, I guess. Because these are about lining up right now with each other. So against the two wrenches, I'm going to pull and I'm going to pop off right on. Little nut fucker. I'm trying to get in here to show as much as I can, but damn toilet's in the way. The light sucks. Alright, so it's a wee bit tight. I'm going to try to go one more on this to see if I can get it just a wee bit tighter. Now these rings are all brass, so if you get too tight with it, you just strip the damn ring, and then once you do that, you got to cut the stupid thing out the wall and, you know, fuck yourself some more. So Pretty sure that's about as tight as I want to go with it. Let's see if I can get out. Oh. Nut stripper. Fuck yeah. Helps if you get on there right, and then you gotta make sure these things are fucking tight. I don't remember what the hell makes this damn wrench, but I'm just a pile of shit. Alright, so there's that. We're done with that. I'm not getting any tighter with that, so make sure we got a good ring here. There's not much shit. Just some dust blowing up in there, no big deal. And that, let's see if I can get up in there to see. Camera up right here. It's going to be hard to keep my hands out of the way. But, yeah, it just screws onto the bottom of your toilet. And this has got a plastic nut with hand tabs. Do not wrench on these. Wrench on those things, you'll almost guarantee to fuck them up. The reason they're supposed to be put on my hand is because all we're doing is creating pressure against that rubber seal. See? We got a little problem there. Fucking thing moved. See this thing right here? There's a seal on the inside of that tank right there. This little bastard decided it did not want to stay put. And then there's another hand ring right there that I can barely get my damn fingers on. That tightens that up. Alright. And click. Alright, that's tight. I like my little torque wrench mode there. So normally what you would do is you would take these, if they're too long, let's see, I'm only a couple inches away from the toilet, and you would curl them, and then you would take it and hook it on. But you got to think about that for a minute. If you curl it, is it going to work better? Well, not necessarily. You've got forces you're putting on the ends now. I'm sorry, I hate these stupid stickers. I don't like to look at them. Although it's nice as an identifying tag, I would much rather take it off. It looks better without having some stupid ass label there. So we're changing out to a 3/8 valve, or 3/8 compression fitting on these toilet valves. They don't require a shit ton of water. It's all about pressure versus actual fucking flow on these. Sinks and stuff like that will use 1/2-inch valves, but everyone's starting to go to this 3/8 shit. I don't know why. Camera is rolling. We'll tighten this up there.
Did you put plumber's tape on it?
You don't put plumber's tape on this.
Oh, it's a pressure valve.
There's no such thing as plumber's tape anyways. It's Teflon tape. Right. No, let's have rubber gaskets on them so you don't put tape on these. Alright. That valve is toast. Alright, so now we go turn the damn water on and check for leaks. So, we'll just turn the water back on. Checking for any leakage. That's a good idea if you got like a paper towel or something. Or in some cases a messy ass bathroom. Maybe you got fucking toilet paper in here somewhere. Yeah, what do you know? That missing roll of blue towels. God damn. Where the fuck did that thing come from? Towel thieves. So what you can do is take a towel like this where it's nice and dry. You put that right underneath there. That'll tell you. It'll change to a darker color if it's leaking any kind of water. Mind you, the valve is closed right now, so we're just checking around the seal of the valve itself. A little bit of water on the back, but that's not a big deal because that was already, we took the valve off. So alright, now we open this and check for any other leaks. Look at that. Looking for leaks there, looking for leaks there. Yeah, go figures. Damn thing is leaking right down the side there because it was coming right through the valve. after the handle. Of course, this toilet hasn't been cleaned in like 50,000 years because somebody doesn't clean it around here. So the toilet filled up. Now there's a fill line on these. You're not supposed to fill above that line. And the reason for that is because there's shit here that, well, let's face it, will not work very well if it gets filled water above. These valves can be adjusted from the bottom. For heavier adjustment, there's a little ring underneath that you just lift up and this whole thing goes up and down. Or for finer adjustment, what you do is you take this little nut and you turn it. Nope, there went our light. So we're going to adjust that till we're about close to that line. We don't want to go above. We're about almost out of adjustment. Let's push that down. Good smelling water too. And there it is, right about our line there. That's right below that shit. So that solves that. We're full of water. Oh, a lot of other crap in here too. This toilet really doesn't get used much. These are one of those things you put in here to put the little shmoo in to make a toilet water blue. It's supposed to help clean. Not sure how well it really works on cleaning shit, but I like the little glasses because you can put the other stuff inside these and it doesn't go right into that middle there where it can damage shit. That swirled around a little bit because this is the last bit of blue this toilet's going to see. Good one, stain your hands when you put them in. Alright, so we'll get like 2,000 flushes or some crap. Some kind of bleaching tab. And put that in there. Look how long that's been sitting in there. Look at that shit. That's all up in the water. It's like calcium and crap. This is why California water sucks. They put way too much fucking calcium in them. And this shit clogs everything up. It actually fucks up toilets too. I've had to replace toilets because of this stuff. It gets all built up inside the neck of the toilet. Unless you're going to put acid in there, good luck getting it out. Okay, so what was a major issue is now a very tiny issue because we just fixed it. Look at this shit. Man, somebody needs to fucking clean. Okay, so we'll just double check again for any leaks. Not seen none. Still don't feel no leaks there. The tank's got a couple of seals and it's wet underneath because water's been up underneath this tank. Got a couple of seals on the tank itself that are kind of coming loose, so that may be another issue to deal with later. We'll do a rebuild kit on the tank. And I'll probably just make another video of that. So for you want to do it yourselfers that don't really know, get a small tutorial. It's not a hard thing to do. Okay, so that's fixing a valve on a toilet or a water valve. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Have a great day. And fix something.